Welcome back to another episode of Cobra Kai Companion, and I'm Peter. And you guys, we have a very special guest. She has been popping up everywhere, actually, especially on social media if you're on Instagram. Her name is Sarah Ann, and she plays young Kim Da-Eun. How you doing, Sarah Ann?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much. Thank you for interviewing me today.
Yeah, no problem. I follow a lot of the cast members, as you would imagine, and you're one of the younger ones. I also spoke with EJ Sanchez when season five first premiered. But first of all, congratulations for Cobra Kai season five, and also Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. You must be pretty proud of that.
Thank you so much. Yes, I am.
Now, I did a little research. I didn't have a whole lot of time. For those that are tuning in at home on video, will see me sitting in a car, so the lighting may go bad at some point. But the little bit that I read, you started getting interest into possibly. I'm paraphrasing a lot of this, but you got kind of interested in like performing arts about just a few years ago.
Yes. So I started like getting into acting, like professional acting around 7, 8. And I got interested in acting, like, what is this? In like when I was 5 years old in kindergarten, our school hosted like a play. It's called Circus Circus. And I was like, wow, I really like being in the spotlight. So I was like, I kind of want to do this the rest of my life. So that was like, boom, okay, I kind of want to start being in acting like area. So that's how it started.
Does anybody else in your family do they act or do any performance arts?
No, they don't. Yes. So
Okay, that's really interesting. So I'm going to be jumping around, obviously, but I've been enjoying a lot of the stories that has been shared with the premiere of Guardians Volume 3 and all of that. And there's one that really stuck out to me where I don't know what kind of room it was, but I believe it was at the premiere, and there was like some sort of dance floor, and you were out there kind of dancing, right?
yeah,
And you're like, I don't know what I'm doing, but with
exactly.
you exuded like a lot of like confidence. Like where does that come from? Because you're obviously one of the younger cast members of that of that film, and you were out there, and maybe there was one other adult, but like how are you not shy and timid around all those other people out there?
So basically, I always get these like inner thoughts that are like, come on, go up there. It's your time to shine. Or like sometimes like randomly in the day, I like see someone with like really nice hair or I love their outfit. So I go up to them and I'm like, hey, I love your outfit. So when I wanted to go up to the dance floor, I was like, come on, this is your first premiere. You got to go all out. So I was like, see the dance floor, hear my favorite music. Okay, I got to go up there. So I went up onto the dance floor and danced with the other adult that was up there.
Not a lot of kids your age have that. And before we started recording, I mentioned to you that I have a son your age, and every kid is different. But do you did anybody inspire you to be that way? You seem very close with your sister, who's standing up to the side there. Like, do you think she was a big influence as well?
Yes, definitely. She's so sweet to me. And when I got into acting, she was so supportive, especially my mom, too. She was like, okay, I'll support your dreams. So I'm just so thankful to my family and also my friends, too. One of my friends named Kendall actually helped me with Sesame Street. She interviewed me and like helped me practice. And then finally, I booked my first role, which was Sesame Street. And I was a guest star on that show. I'm just so thankful to everyone, like my family, my friends, and yeah.
So we are also speaking in the month of May, which is also AAP, well, Asian American and Pacific Islander, now also Native Hawaiian Heritage Month. What is your background exactly?
I am Asian American. I'm half Chinese and half Korean.
And now you mentioned your mom is also supportive. kind of growing up, and obviously I'm much older, the stereotype is that Asian parents always wanted us to all be doctors and lawyers and things like that. You never got any of that. She was just from the jump very supportive of you wanting to be an actress.
Yes, I'm so thankful for all of that. Like, it's just I'm just so grateful that both of my parents support my dreams, and so does my sister. She helps me so much with my social media. And yeah.
She does a really good job. I enjoy all the content there, and we'll talk about your guys' YouTube channel later too. Now, before I forget, you are also I don't know the language, so forgive me. You are a black belt in Taekwondo.
Yes, I am a black belt in Taekwondo. I'm so grateful for that too. Definitely like a lot of work. But I can like kind of explain my black belt test. So first we had to run a 5K, and training for that was so fun, but also like I had to be very determined. Like I need to get my black belt. I got to show like I am young
Capable.
Kim Da-Eun. So I trained really hard for about 4 years to get this black belt. I'm a first degree black belt currently. So we did the 5K, and it was very hard work. We had a certain amount of time. So I passed that. So thankful for that. And after that, we did forms, sparring, breaking those boards. And then it was finally time. Guess what? They called my name last. So when they were announcing all the black belts, they were like, this person, this person. And then it was a huge pause. And I was like, did I get it or not? And they're like, Sarah Ann. And then I just ran up there, got my black belt. Oh, so much relief, but just so much of happiness and joy.
Now, congratulations on that. Did did you when did you get that black belt? Was that before or after Cobra Kai?
So that was actually right after Cobra Kai season 5 was like published. So
Hmm.
Cobra Kai season 5 came out on September 9th, I believe, and
Hmm.
I did my black belt testing September 17th.
Oh
So
wow! So wow, okay, yeah. So right, like that's I'm trying to do the math right now, but yeah, just a little over a week after its premiere.
yeah.
Did you go to the premiere?
I did not, but I remember waking up at 4 a.m. trying to watch the episodes, and the rest of the day I just binge watched the whole entire season. And I gotta say, really good. Go watch season 5.
Yes, absolutely. It's definitely it's they're all really good. I can't even name one episode I don't like. It's a very solid show, obviously. So we'll get into more of that later. So let's talk a little bit about your character Lati, right? On
Yes.
Guardians of the Galaxy. Now for those that have not yet seen it, be warned, we aren't going to get into spoilers, but we may talk about something that is in the movie. So if you have not yet seen it and plan to, either skip ahead or pause and come back later. So in your YouTube video that you guys released recently about your hair, the yak hair that you had to wear for your character, I don't want to take too much from that because people should go watch the video. It's about 8.5 minutes or something. You share some really cool behind the scenes and more episodes on the way. Can you kind of just share about this unnamed Marvel movie that you auditioned for? Like how do you even come across something like that?
So really my whole entire acting experience started when I was like 8. I got my agents, I signed with my manager, and I did a bunch of self tapes and auditions, and I did some commercials and a few other things. And then finally came across to this audition just one late night, and it was like untitled Marvel movie. And I was like, I might give this a shot. So I auditioned for the role. Fun fact, I actually wanted to be like more like the characters. So I put chopsticks in my hair for the audition. And it's so funny because it's like kind of antennas and everything, but I just felt more like the character. And I did my audition, had to cry on cue, and I was like, I was just crying a river. And after 2 whole entire months, they were like, so I was on the way to an orthodontist appointment, and then I did it, came back, and we got a call from my agent, and picked up the phone, and we were like, no, what is happening? And my agent was like, you booked the untitled Marvel movie. We screamed at the top of our lungs. Like my mom and I were in the car, and oh my gosh, full of excitement and just wonder, like, what is this movie? But that was like such a great day. I went to bed. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. What will the filming experience be like? How will the cast be? And I was just so grateful to be a part of that opportunity.
Yeah, it's an amazing one as well for such a young age. So again, congrats on that. But again, be careful, viewers, listeners, because we're kind of talking about a brand new movie here. The crying on cue, like that makes a lot of sense, obviously, for those that have seen the movie. Um, what was it like on set? You obviously, for those that don't know actor names, in your scene, you spent a lot of time with Drax and Mantis, right? Who, like, when you guys weren't actually filming, who did you spend a lot of time with on set?
Probably Palm. After we filmed the scenes and everything, I was like, oh my gosh, like I just saw her on Google a few like hours ago. So went up to her and I was like, oh my gosh, I love your outfit. I love everything that you do. Can I take a picture with you? And then, big mistake. Oops. So I came up to my mom and I was like, hey mom, could I borrow your phone for a second? I want to take a selfie with Palm, Mantis. So I did that. And then Marvel Security was like, what just happened? I heard a shutter sound. Oh my gosh, someone took a picture. So that happened, and Palm was like, don't post this anywhere. And I was like, yes, I won't. And then even like after Marvel Security hearing that, Marvel Security just came up, took my mom's phone and put this like tape on it that covered the cameras, like all the cameras, and literally like went and deleted the photo and deleted it out of the recently deleted it. Delete.
Oh, wow.
So they are very secretive, but it was really fun meeting Palm. And after that whole thing, I was like, could you sign this, please? And it was the back of a hotel receipt. And she like wrote a really sweet note, and I still have it upstairs. But it was so sweet. And Palm Mantis is just so nice. And shout out to her. She's so sweet.
That's interesting that they taped your mom's phone, because I feel with like 30 some odd movies at this point that they would do something where like cast members would have to check in their phones, so that way people aren't sneaking photos. So that's unfortunate that they went through all that trouble just to make sure that you don't have that photo. But I imagine that at the very least at the premiere, that you were probably able to get, I mean, you got footage obviously, but was there like a since I don't know about the industry, did you guys have like a wrap party for the film that you were able to attend?
Yes, we did. It was like the after party. We went upstairs, decorations, drinks, merch, and the dance floor. Yeah. So everyone had like the cast had reserved seats and everything. And unfortunately, Chris Pratt and Will Poulter couldn't make it to the after party, but thankfully we did get photos with them before the after party. But it was such a blast. Like everyone so sweet. The whole cast is so sweet. And we got these drinks. So there was like a bar area, and they had these really cute Guardians of the Galaxy cups. So I got one myself, and they made me Shirley Temple. Gotta say, that was really good. And it was just such a fun experience. They had so much food, like desserts, and it was literally awesome.
Now, I was talking about your confidence earlier. You're not very shy. You're willing to go up to people. Is there anybody at all at any point, the premiere, the wrap party? Was there anybody that you were really scared to approach? Just kind of like super shy around?
So I might. Here, I gotta think about this for a second.
Because I saw that video with like Vin Diesel talking to you, and that's a big guy.
Yes.
Dave Bautista, he's also big.
Yes. So he was a little bit scared to approach because I know he's like Groot. So I was like, don't mess up when you're speaking. Like say something like normal. So I came up to him and I was like, hey. And then the funniest thing ever, he just kept saying, yeah. Like even if I like said anything, he would just reply with, yeah. And I was like, I have your group merch. And he was like, yeah. So it was so funny, like seeing him just say yeah, like after every sentence I said. But it was such a fun interaction. I think it's the only person. Really, like the whole class was so sweet, and I met them before, so it was like, oh my gosh, a reunion. So very fun, and I'm so grateful for the premiere too.
Now, in when you guys filmed, was there something that you guys did that you found challenging to do?
So definitely crying on cue. It's one of like a hard thing to do. So since I was like surrounded with so many people and it felt like all eyes were on the Star Kids, it was kind of like like do good acting, but it's also kind of hard to cry on cue when you are so excited to film everything. So I really just had to think really sad. And yes, so I think crying on cue is one of the hard things for me, but I'm really working on it and I think I'm getting better at it too.
Oh yeah, I mean you have your entire life here to kind of work on it. But yeah, I mean I think everything looked great on film, and it was a really fun sequence, and there was some that I was like, man, this I felt this was definitely like a they're all PG-13, but you know, you get your, if I'm not mistaken, the first F-bomb in a Marvel movie, and there's some sequences that are quite on. I mean, they're actually kind of scary. You know, like when you get the. I'm trying to be really careful with what I say because I don't want to spoil people, right? But there's just some sequences that seem pretty frightening for younger kids. So I was really surprised by all of that. Um, Now I saw a trivia or a little fun trivia about your character. Latti was the second name of your character, right?
Yes, it was.
Why the name change?
Honestly, I don't really have an idea why they changed the name. Maybe it's because Genus was originally a boy. So maybe since they casted a girl, maybe they wanted to change it to Lottie. I'm not so sure about that, but good
Yeah,
question.
yeah. Because I was just like, oh, because your character names weren't used anyway. So I always wonder, was there anything that you filmed that didn't make it in?
Yes. So a lot of the scenes like got into the film. It's just they got like shortened down a little bit, not like some of my scenes get completely cut out. It's just a few like other like angles and things like that. But yeah, I'm very grateful that I didn't get cut out of the movie and I made it in.
Yeah, yes, you did, and I spotted you immediately, and you know, you guys sharing pictures of you wearing your costumes and stuff that obviously helped out. So I knew around when to look out for, and I didn't know it was coming because I wasn't sure the context of the scene exactly and how that kind of plays into the story. So yeah, for those that haven't checked it out or is on the fence, because I know there's this stigma with like superhero movies, like are we having too much of it? You guys, it's a lot of fun. Like when I was walking out of the theater, I like to do this thing where I try to describe something in one word. You know, like season 5, one word. The one word description for me was growth. You know, and that applied to everything, all the characters and all the writers and the dialogue and the film. Like compare that to all the previous seasons. I see the growth in everything. With Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, the first word that came to my mind was badass. Like it was, yeah, it was just a badass movie. It was a lot of fun, a lot of action. All the characters got something to do that were integral to the story. There and I don't know if it's just because I don't remember some of the characters from the previous movies. A lot of them, I was just they were kind of fresh to me, and so when somebody ended up doing something later on, I was surprised because I was like, oh, I didn't see that coming. So James Gunn really kept me on the edge of my seat because what this film did well was there was a lot of callbacks that paid off at the end of the movie. So that's my little pitch for people to watch Guardians. Now, with Cobra Kai season 5, what was the timeline between auditioning for Guardians and Cobra Kai? Was it around the same time? Which came first?
Yes, it was around the same time. Since it was like over a year ago, I might have trouble like remembering it exactly, but I'll kind of give you the gist of it. So I auditioned for Guardians probably August or September, and like of what was it, 2021? And
Yes, yes.
also I think I auditioned for Cobra Kai also like in the middle of September. So I actually filmed like the first day of Guardians and Cobra Kai like really close, like a week. So I actually had this like pageant thing in between it. But first I visited the like hair and makeup people of Guardians. They kind of gave me the summary of what was going to be on my head, what was going to be on my face. So that was like the first meeting. I got to meet Cassie and Scott and Alexi. They were all so sweet. And that was just so, I was just so happy to be like, wow, I'm in the trailer for hair and makeup for Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. And after that, I did that pageant thing. And then after that, I filmed Cobra Kai for a day. So fun. Oh my gosh. Literally so fun. And after that, I filmed Guardians November 30. And I filmed Cobra Kai November 26 or something around that. So that was very fun too.
Now, you also recently, I don't know if this was the first time you met her, but I at the very least, you linked up with Alicia Hannikim, who plays the older version of you. Was that the first time you guys met in person?
Yes. And Alicia was like very like, wow, I didn't meet young Kim Da-Eun. So that was the first time we met up. Oh my gosh, we had such a good brunch and we had such a good conversation. We actually had a conversation like about the premiere, what to expect and everything. She gave us some really good tips. So that was so fun meeting with her. And she actually taught me like a dance. It was like Jisoo Flower. And that's a song that went into my faves playlist. So love that.
Is that one of the footages you guys shared of you guys like there's like a heart involved and stuff or something?
Yes, it was like a TikTok reel dance, and it's like you do this and it goes
Yeah.
around the flower. And that was so funny, like seeing her like out of her whole entire filming dancing. And I also really liked it too. It was very cool seeing like a celebrity and just me like dancing in a TikTok reel together.
All right. And just real quick, apologies for those that are watching at home. I'm turning on my light because I realized that it's getting dark. Let's see here. Now, when you arrived on set, in the scene, actually, hold on real quick. In the auditioning process, what were you asked to do in the self-tape?
For Cobra Kai?
Yes, sorry, for Cobra Kai.
Got it. So for Cobra Kai, they had all these like code names. It was like Jack and another person and like grandfather. And I was just asked to be like involved in this, not involved. So basically there was this scene where two people were like sparring each other and a vase gets knocked over by me. And Jack covers for me by knocking over the vase and saying, sorry, grandfather, my fault. And that's basically what happened in the scene that I was in. But that's basically what happened. It was a little like different because of the code names and everything. But it was still like really same to the scene that I was in Cobra Kai. So, yeah.
And I've seen some behind the scene pictures. I believe writers of that episode, Joe and Luan, were they there that day?
Yes, they were. After like I filmed everything, Joel was there like talking to some of his friends, and I was like, My gosh, I saw him a few days ago in like a TikTok. So I went up to approach him and he was so sweet. And I took a picture with him. So that was very fun.
Joe was on a TikTok?
Yes, he was like in a TikTok edit from like Cobra Kai.
Oh.
So I just saw that on my For You page and I was like, hmm.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense because he had a lot of great behind the scene photos. I believe Joe and Luan both did the Bad Eggs episode you were in, and also episode two, Mole. So a lot of fun things in that episode. Who else were you able to meet? Because in that scene, you are also there with Nick and Barrett. Don Lee, the fight choreographer, played your grandfather. And obviously, Joel was the director. Who else did you get to meet there?
So I also met the people, like the stunt people for Young Kreese and Young Silver. So I got to meet the stunt people of them. They were all so nice, and it was such a fun experience. I remember the director and the producer, oh my gosh, they were so nice. They're like, oh my gosh, I know it's so cold right now. Do you need like a jacket? Do you need like a puffy jacket? They gave me this like electric like heater, like hand warmer thing. So I was all like comfy. And then when it came to do the scene, I took my jacket off, gave the heater to my CLC, child labor coordinator, that like makes sure I have an adult with me at all times. And oh my gosh, it was such a fun experience filming everything. And it was so surreal to just be there, like on the set of Cobra Kai. So I loved that.
Had you already seen the show before you booked the role?
So fun fact, when I saw the notification that I booked the role, it said this weird code name, and I was like, what is that? So then they like called us and they're like, yeah, you booked Cobra Kai. We're like, excuse me?
Crickets.
Yes. And we're like, what is that? Sorry, I don't know what that is. And they're like, yeah, you auditioned for it. So then like I went to Google the night and I was like, what is Cobra Kai? And they're like, oh, it's like a like thing that connects to the Karate Kid. And I was like, oh my gosh, I watched that movie a few months ago. And I was like, whoa, okay, I might be a part of this Cobra Kai. And then I read like the cast list and it said Will Smith. And I was like, am I able to meet Will Smith? He's executive producer. And I was like, oh my gosh, might meet Will Smith. But, that didn't happen because he's the executive producer. But I did meet some really cool people on set. So, yeah.
Now, with the older version of Sensei Kim, do you have any favorite lines? And if so, are you able to do it in her voice?
So, unfortunately, I watched this show so long ago. I don't know much of her famous lines, but I know she does have some really good lines and catchphrases. Phrases. I really wish I would have prepared that because I want to do that. But
Yeah, I put you on the spot, but who knows? We don't know what the future holds, and there's a possibility because Josh and Hayden, they always say this, like every character that has ever shown up has a chance of showing back up again. We don't know, so what we do know is that we have one more season, and in my opinion, I feel that we still need some more backstory on Sensei Kim and her relationship with Kreese. So will we see it? We don't know. Very little things are out right now, but all we do know is that it's in production. So, what other memories that you could think of surrounding the filming of that day for your episode?
so another one of my favorite parts, also like for every set, is crafty. I remember seeing like the huge table of crafty, and I was like this was the first time I saw like a really big crafty because Cobra Kai is a really big TV show. So I was like, so many snack choices. So I was like, is this free? And they were like, yeah, go for it. And so I got Mentos, like the strawberry kind. I got goldfish. I got all these snacks that I like dreamed of. And it was so fun, like seeing all that food, and I was like, oh my goodness, yeah. So I remember crafting being such a fun experience for me too. And now for the filming part, I remember going to on set being kind of nervous, like, whoa. But before that was hair and makeup, of course. So for hair, they like put my hair in a really tight ponytail, and I was like, what does this Kim Da-Eun look like? And they showed me a photo. Was like, wow, she has a long braid. And they told me this like story about her braid, which I can't fully comprehend right now, but they like tied her hair like into a really like big ponytail. They added some like extensions and they braided it down into like this really cool ponytail braid. And they said, yeah, we're gonna do that to you today. They didn't add the extension so it would look more like natural too. But it was surprisingly really comfortable and I didn't have any headache. That was good. So I got my hair into that braid ponytail. After that, we went to makeup. They actually did this like cold look on me. They put a little blush on and some like chapstick, like lip gloss, and they're like, "You're all ready to go." And we went to set that day. Oh my gosh, it was so fun. I was, nervous seeing the set for the first time. I was like, oh my goodness, like this is my first time being on like a really, really big set. So I saw so many people and they were like all like chatting and everything. And I remember seeing this like case with a huge camera in it. And I was like, that is so big. And I was like, are they going to use that on me? So they put the camera up, put the like mic on, and they were like, you can chill out in this tent for now. We got a heater for you. And I remember it being really cold. So I was like, oh my gosh, thank you so much. And they got me a CLC. And I remember taking this like quiz when I was in the tent for school. And they're like, okay, Sarah Ann, ready for you. So I was like, yay! I went to the set, beautiful morning. And they're like, okay, this is the vase, sit behind it. Here's your hand warmer and here's your jacket to hold on to until we start filming. We did a few rehearsals and they're like, okay, here's the dude that's going to be knocking over your vase. And there was this like guy who was going to kick the vase over, but the leg wasn't like visible and everything. So I was like, wow, that's really cool. And I hid behind the vase. I had to like kind of tap it over and then they had to like kind of shake it a little, like the guy had to kind of shake it a little bit. And that was such a fun experience. They had the camera rolling on me and they started fighting. And I remember like the stunt, they were like fighting and everything. They paused. Okay, get the stunt people in. They had to like get the exact frame right. It seemed like every pixel had to be like right. And they're like, okay, come here. No. Move to the left. No, like move to the right a little bit. Yeah, perfect. And then the stunt people had to fall down and there was a cushion and everything. And then after that, they had to freeze in place and then pause again. Come on, get the new people in. And then, oh, no, to the right. No, to the left. And that was like, wow, like so cool seeing it in front of my own eyes. Like, wow, they're filming this fight scene in front of me. And then I had to make this like face that was like nervous and like kind of observing everything around me. And it was such an awesome experience. I'm so grateful that they casted me as young Kim Da-Eun for Cobra Kai.
Now, compare the two sets between Guardians and Cobra Kai. But I guess one only has like a few people. But well, I guess how about like the length of like filming? You probably spent more time on Guardians, right?
Yes. So Cobra Kai was one day, it was a really big day and it was still so fun and it was an awesome experience. And then for Guardians, I filmed a day in November and then a few weeks in February and about a week and a half for March and April too. So
Oh,
I
wow.
filmed from November to April.
Yeah, that's a long time. And you also have to like do school while you're on set as well because you're under 18. Um,
Yes.
I have maybe another question or two before we wrap up and have you talk a little bit about your YouTube channel and any other social media you want to plug. uh, because you're in a flashback, your character that is, if you were in the present time, uh, which character would you like to interact with?
In present time, I probably want to because Kreese and Silver are so like nice in real life. And then it'd be kind of like scary to approach them almost like in the actual like TV show. I think I'd probably want to interact most probably with Johnny. Johnny seems like a pretty fun person. And oh my gosh, also Daniel Russo too. Um, and I just kind of want to like chat with them, like, how you doing? Like Daniel, how was it knocking Johnny across the face and everything? And then Johnny would get all jealous and everything. So that would be really fun with them.
Remove yourself out of Little Sensei Kim's shoes as Sarah Ann. Which dojo would you pick?
Which dojo would I pick? Like from my Taekwondo and Cobra Kai's dojo?
Well, like basically between we'll include Eagle Fang too, even though they don't really exist anymore. But Eagle Fang, Miyagi-Do, and Cobra Kai.
Cobra Kai honestly seems really intense. Like no gear at all, just full on contact. You need that in real life, but well, hopefully not. But in actual real life, you can't like do like the sparring gear and everything. But honestly, I really want to do Miyagi-Do because it seems like they teach a lot while still being like really caring and everything. And I like the techniques like the car and painting the house. And yeah, I think I probably want to be in the Miyagi-Do dojo.
Alicia did too. She also picked
Yeah.
Miyagi-Do. So yeah, as we wrap up here, why don't you talk about your YouTube channel, what people can expect, and where you welcome interaction on social media?
My main social media platform is Instagram. It is at SarahAnn_official. Go follow that account. So it is basically a bunch of behind the scenes content, updates on my new movies, maybe TV shows, commercials, and everything, and these really cool photos and reels. Also, another thing is YouTube. We have a account that is Sarah Ann and Amy. It is basically focused on Guardians right now. And after that, maybe some more behind the scenes content. It's really fun. We just launched part 1 to our part 1 to 5 episode series for Guardians, basically the very beginning of filming to the end of filming. So go subscribe to that too.
But yeah, just be sure to hit the subscribe button so that way you guys get the notifications when Sarah Ann and Amy upload new videos. I already saw that first episode, and I'm looking forward to everything else to come. And for those that don't follow me, I have expanded Cobra Kai Companion into a podcast network called Companion Network. And one of my new coverages coming up will be on Twisted Metal. That will come out the end of July. That's a show run by writer Michael Jonathan Smith, who writes on Cobra Kai, the first show that he's show running. And the upcoming Obliterated, whenever that comes out, that's being show run by John, Josh, and Hayden, creators of Cobra Kai, obviously. And yeah, that'll do it. Thank you guys for your continued support. Thank you, Sarah Ann, again for coming on the show and spending time with me and sharing your amazing stories. And we'll catch you guys next time.
Yes, thank you so much for this interview opportunity.